Hello everybody, Killatia here. Today we're going to be talking about a particular Nintendo 64 controller, but first let's take a look at the original controller here. Nice classic, feels good. But apparently for some people, it's kind of hard to wrap their hands around how to hold this particular controller because just like so many different ways you can hold it. As a matter of fact, one of my friends was actually holding a controller like this while trying to play like a game of Mario Kart 64. I'm like telling him, dude, you do realize that you can hold the controller like this and it'll be so much better? Totally blew his mind, and I probably know he's watching this. I'm gonna say yes, your mind was blown by this revelation. Don't even deny it. But even though I don't think it's kind of ridiculous to be holding it like this, there are surprising amount of people that really don't like the design of the Nintendo 64 control, in which there was a much more simple option. Well, there was a few simple options released recently. Heck, there was an option back in 2000, 2001 called the HORI Pad. Probably not the correct name for it, but it was basically like a one-handed Nintendo 64 controller. I would have loved to talk about it, but I wasn't really willing to spend like $100+ on a used controller from 2000, 2001. But Retrobit came to the rescue with their tribute to the HORI Pad, known as the Tribute 64. As you can tell, if I could put a comparison picture around here, it looks almost exactly like the original HORI Pad, but with the with their own retro look and feel to it, or Retrobit look and feel to it, I should say. I'm gonna say right now, the controller does feel nice in the hand. The analog sticks they have on here feel very reminiscent of the GameCube analog sticks. That may be a good thing, that may be a bad thing, but I do enjoy it. Got the D-pad in the center here. Not a big fan of the placement, but the flip side is that you can have both thumbs access to the D-pad at any given time, which is, kind of neat. Of course, you got your B and A right here, your C buttons, your start here, and you got your trigger here. Now, on the original Nintendo 64, they only had a left trigger, right trigger, and a Z trigger here. For this controller here, they did things a little bit differently here. These two bumpers on the back are the L and R, but the bumpers are here are the Z buttons here. Both of these buttons are mapped to the Z button here. Not really a big fan of it. It's something that you can probably get used to quickly. But it does seem kind of weird to do like the Z up here and the R down here. Especially when you have games like Star Fox 64 that needs the Z and R buttons. And of course on the back here, we have your little slot for the memory cards here and your bumper pack. Let me see how the memory card fits in here before we continue on. Nice and snug. Now, we're probably not going to use this throughout the review, because there isn't really a whole lot of games that absolutely need the memory card. And of course, the Wumper Pack, while add some sense of realism, also isn't really necessary. Some people just want to look at the performance of the controller, so we're going to go on ahead and test out how it feels in the actual game. So give me a few seconds to get it set up. Okay, so right now we got Star Fox 64 hooked up to my main PC monitor with the help of the RetroTink 2X. We got this controller hooked up to the Nintendo 64, and if you don't believe me, if I can lower this down a bit, there we go, connected right there. Anyway, back to the game itself. I picked this one because I wanted to demonstrate what I was talking about earlier with the Z and R button being a little bit tricky to use. So we're just going to go into training here. Now if you want to now hear how it looks here, this will be... Oh, I am so completely wrong here. I have made a complete mistake here. These two triggers are the D buttons and the bumpers are L and R. I am apologize for that mix up here. But yeah. Still, with that revelation out of the way, it is kind of confusing at first to do it like this. But as I said earlier, it'll probably be something to get used to. Once again, I do apologize for that little mix-up here. But yeah, not my preferred method. If you personally ask me, I would have like, I don't know, have both of these left side be the Z button, have the top one be the L, and have the bottom one be the R button for better Star Fox playability here. Now I know it's not perfect, but for 90% of the games that you would want to play on the Nintendo 64, that will probably be the best ideal in my opinion here. So anyway, let's go on ahead and test out another game here. Okay, now we're doing Smash Bros, which will probably be the game that people will most likely play with this controller here because, you know, not too cumbersome or anything like that. So let's go on ahead and pick a character here. I'm gonna go with, you know, Mario. All rounder here. And let's see here. Now we're just gonna go ahead and test the buttons or such. There we go. There we go. The controls are actually very responsive here. Yeah. Not really having any real problem with this controller, honestly, with this game. Okay, so the L button is the taunt, okay. And I think right is the grab here. I mean, it's been a while since I played the game. Okay, so let's see. What did the Z button do again? Let me see. That's a shield, okay. There we go. Yeah, honestly, other than, you know, that trying to get used to the control, it's not honestly bad with Super Smash Brothers. Honestly, that'd probably be, for many people, the preferred way to play this game now is with this controller here, but that's just my opinion. The button do seem a little bit stiff, but it's probably something that you have to break into, like breaking in a new pair of boots or something. So, anyways, let's try a few more games here with this controller. Okay, now we have Bust to Move 2 on the Nintendo 64 here. I picked this game out just to specifically test the D-pad on here. So let's go on ahead and test her out here. There we go. Not too bad so far. I think I messed up. Yeah, but we managed to survive. And I gotta say, the D-pad is pretty responsive. I was almost a little concerned because I wasn't sure if I had a game that actually needed the D-pad. Good thing I looked around in my collection. And I keep messing up. But I saved myself in that pause right here. Let's try to get that red one here. There we go. One hit cleared the entire stage. Okay, so we're gonna try one more game here with the Retro Pad 64. So I better quit now before I can never leave the game. Much more addictive than I remember it would be. Now here we are with Super Mario 64 on Nintendo 64 Classic with the Tribute 64 here. Yeah, so far so good here. Yeah, really no problems with this controller here. And I will give the controller that some props here in regard to the Z button placements. It is nice to go back and forth between the left and the right side for a game like this. But for Star Fox, I think I would have loved to have both of these Z buttons, and then the top one L and the right one, right. But yeah, no problems with Super Mario 64 with this controller, other than, my own stupidity and such. Now, I could get a few more games to test out this controller with, but, I think we got the gist of it already. So, is the HORI Pad worth it? Well, my biggest gripe is how they map the Z buttons on this controller, especially when you're trying to play a game like Star Fox 64. But it's not necessarily a game breaker in my opinion. And the buttons, they can be a little bit stiff, but once again, it's not really a game breaker here. I mean, the controller is very solid, feels well in the hands, analog sticks feels nice. The D-pad is very nice. Comes in a wide range of colors, actually. I got the translucent one because, I love seeing the circuitry inside of these controllers. And most of all, instead of having, 3 different ways of holding it, confusing you, there's only one correct way to hold the controller. And for anybody who owns a Nintendo 64 or want to get into a Nintendo 64, this might be the ultimate selling point for this controller. It's about $24.99, and like I said, it comes in a wide variety of colors, so I say it's definitely worth its price. I would have loved to compare it to a few other third-party controllers as well, like the HORI Pad, but like I said earlier in the video, I didn't want to spend $100+ for a used controller. And there's also another one called Brawler 64 Pad, which is very reminiscent of a Xbox 360 controller. Maybe in a future video I'll check that out. But anyways, thank you for watching this video. Hope you enjoyed, and if you did, like and subscribe because that will really help me out. So yeah, see you all next time.